January 30th, 2026. INEC's continuous voters registration is on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this afternoon, gas leak hit Akinima in Ahoda West as ruptured pipeline raises safety concerns. APC moves to resolve Rivers political crisis. NAFDAC resumes enforcement of ban on sachet and small-size alcohol. In entertainment, Fela Kuti to receive posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys. On the foreign scene, Indonesian couple caned 140 times for sex and alcohol offenses. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, a gas leak has been reported in Akinima, Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State. A community leader, Dr. Eniata Abieba, told our correspondent that the leak was caused by a ruptured pipeline that occurred several weeks ago. He says the spill has polluted the Orashi River. Abieba questions why the oil company has not repaired the damaged pipeline.
I'm even surprised to see that job has not been done. That pipeline is owned by Ajip, or today known as Ohando. The Ohando workers, they pass through that road to John Kramer, to Biseni every day. And if you are moving along that Akinima John Kramer road, you see the spring, you see the gushing of the gas. So it's not a hidden thing. So I'm aware that security is aware. The company itself that owns that place is aware. Community leaders are aware. I don't know why every person will keep silence.
He warns that the situation poses a serious risk to fishermen and residents of the area.
That the distribution of gas into our Orashi River is affecting the ecosystem because fishes will die out of it. And many inhabitants of the community around use the water for many purposes. They use the water to wash food, use the water to even bathe. Some of them even use the water to even drink. So I don't know the damage that the toxic effect must have caused the people. The effect might not be noticed by now, but I want to believe that in the future, there might be some certain diseases that will affect our people.
Away from environmental concerns, the Independent National Electoral Commission is explaining why the second phase of the continuous voter registration exercise is being decentralized to all wards in the 23 local government areas of Rivers State. The resident electoral commissioner, Gabriel Yomere, said during a visit to Okereka local government area that the move aims to solve challenges caused by using a single registration center. He asked that the ongoing stakeholders' engagement is meant to strengthen collaboration, boost the CVR exercise, and increase electoral participation in the state.
During the first phase, rightly also, there were complaints from many local governments, including Okereka, that the machine made available were not sufficient. And INEC to produce or provide more machine. And in fact, there are some who suggest that provide machine for each polling unit. The Commission has listened to all these requests. And in the second phase, it means we have to put up a chain for the rotation of this machine.
Earlier, INEC's electoral officer in Okereka, Karim Momodu, urged stakeholders to intensify effort to encourage citizen participation in the registration exercise.
It has a total number of 170 polling units, 12 registration areas, 1 state constituency, and 4 federal constituency with Ugubolo. A total of 5,345 people were captured in the first phase of the ongoing CVR. It is worthy of note that the result of the first phase is not final yet, as the Commission will still run an IFIS on it to determine invalid registration, if any.
Meanwhile, the Okereka local government area chairman, Tobin Akuro, praised INEC's engagement but raised concerns about the limited registration equipment available. He assured the Commission of continued security support throughout the registration period. Correspondent Suebi Oduwara reports that the stakeholders meeting included leaders of the Christian Association of Nigeria, political figures, representatives of security agencies, the National Orientation Agency, clergy, women, youth groups, and the non-indigenous community. Moving on now, the Christian Association of Nigeria in the 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territories rejecting calls for the removal of INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amopito, describing them as an attempt to politicize religion and weaken the electoral body. Khan was reacting to a demand by the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria for Amopito's removal over a legal brief linked to claims of persecution of Christians. In a statement, Northern Khan warned that using religion to question the integrity of public officials is dangerous and could fuel sectarian tension, stressing that competence, not faith, should determine public office. The association urged Professor Amobito to remain focused on his duty of conducting credible elections and caution against what it describes as emerging political maneuvers ahead of the 2027 general elections. And now to politics. The National Secretary of the APC, Ajibola Bashiru, says the party is already working to end the political crisis in Rivers State and that everyone will benefit when it is resolved. Speaking on TVC, Bashiru says the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, is part of the effort to settle the crisis, even though he is not an APC member. He explains that Wike's support for President Bola Tinubu and his influence in Rivers State make his involvement necessary.
Concrete decisions are even taken not in the hours of light, but in the hours of darkness. I can assure you that our party and the leadership of our party, we are doing well to ensure that the issues in Rivers State are resolved amicably, and at the end of the day, there will be no victor, no vanquish at the end of the day. And that is the beauty of the APC. We try to build consensus.
Bashiru also spoke about the absence of Governor Siminalayi Fubara at the APC Governors Forum meeting in Abuja on Wednesday. He says the governor was likely absent because he was celebrating his birthday. He adds that the party expects to formally welcome Governor Siminalayi Fubara into the APC in Port Harcourt soon.
Came a year older yesterday, so I would guess that he will take that time off to celebrate his birthday with his family, even maybe not with fanfare. That might be the reason why he was not at the meeting. And of course, absence was felt at that meeting. Hopefully, in a matter of time, the party structure and the Progressive Governors Forum will be in Port Harcourt, probably receiving to the fold of the APC.
Meanwhile, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule says APC governors are not worried about the impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Speaking on Channels Television, Sule says the matter is already before the court and is being handled according to the law. He adds that while governors are concerned about their colleagues, there is no cause for panic. In the meantime, female pastors have joined calls for calm over the political crisis in Rivers State, urging residents not to lose hope but to remain positive and prayerful despite the situation. Speaking with our correspondent at an interdenominational program for women in Port Harcourt, the wife of the founder of Streams of Joy, Pastor Eno Jerry Eze, encouraged women in the state to speak positively about rivers and trust God for a solution.
And whatever we put in God's hands is safe, and definitely we have spoken peace to the land. I see God coming through for Rivers, and all things work together for the good of God's people. So all things will work together for the good of Rivers State. And if there's anything, this is a season for us to pray. So we'll keep praying that the will of God be established in Rivers State.
Also speaking, the president and founder of Women When They Pray International, Apostle Opaya Aga, says the solution to the political crisis in the state can only come through divine intervention. She spoke alongside a former commissioner for environment, Professor Rosalind Konya.
The problem of this land is God that will solve it. The source of this land needs to be healed. After all, there are other states in Nigeria. They are doing well. But when it comes to River State, we have issues. And these issues have been going on for a while. It's an evil pattern that needs to be broken. And so that's why we need prayers. Make sure you are praying for these states.
I believe in Isaiah 41 verse 10. It says, "Fear not, for I will uphold you in my victorious right hand." You should all be looking at the governor. See how calm he is? Because he is focusing on God. The person that is helping us is the uncreated creator.
We're going on a quick break now. When we return, NAFDAC resumes enforcement of ban on sachet and small size alcohol. Do stay with us. with a mandate to review funding, project execution, and service delivery. Lawmakers raised concerns about the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano rail line, noting that travel time from Abuja to Kaduna has increased from about 1.5 hours to 3.5 hours, with train trips reduced to once daily. The committee is expected to submit its report within 6 weeks. Well, away from that, a milestone recorded in Abia State. Abia State Governor Alex Oti says the state has ended power outages caused by frequent national grid collapses by generating its own electricity from organic waste. Speaking at the government house on Thursday, Oti says waste is now being converted into biogas to produce renewable energy for residents. The governor adds that Abia is no longer under the control of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, noting that the new power arrangement has been agreed to by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. In other news, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has given the federal government 4 weeks to fully implement outstanding agreements on salaries, allowances, and welfare. The association also extends the suspension of its indefinite strike. The decision was made at NARD's January National Executive Council meeting and scientific conference in Jos, Plateau State. In the communique, NARD thanked President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and other stakeholders for their roles in the ongoing talks, describing the strike suspension extension as a goodwill gesture in recognition of progress made. However, NARD expressed concern over delays in confirming Commerce 3 at the entry level for doctors, non-payment of professional allowances in the 2026 budget, and persistent salary arrears in some hospitals. Moving on now. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has resumed enforcing the ban on alcohol sold in sachet and small bottles under 200 milliliters. The agency clarified that it did not shut down any manufacturers, but is prohibiting these small alcohol containers to protect children and young people from abuse. NAFDAC says cheap, easily hidden alcohol in sachets contributes to underage drinking, addiction, domestic violence, accident, school dropout, and other social problems. Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye notes that warning labels like "not for children" have been ineffective. NAFDAC says the ban follows a 2018 agreement with manufacturers to phase out small alcohol packaging, originally set for January 2024, later extended to December 2025 to allow stock depletion and production changes. In business now, the House of Representatives has passed President Bola Tinubu's 58.4 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill for second reading without debate. The session was presided over by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. The budget, titled Budget of Consolidation, Renewed Resilience and Shared Prosperity, was presented to the National Assembly in December and seeks approval to spend, stabilize the economy, improve revenue, develop human capital, and manage debt. Noting that inflation has eased, reserves have risen to $47 billion and no new naira has been printed. After his remarks, the bill was approved by voice vote and referred to the House Committee on Appropriations, while the House adjourned for 2 weeks. And now to weather updates. Residents of Rivers State are advised to expect sunny skies with occasional thunderstorms and light rainfall today. This is according to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. While northern states contend with dust haze reducing visibility, the southern states, including Rivers, will experience wet conditions that may affect outdoor activities. Motorists are urged to drive cautiously, and residents with respiratory conditions should take early morning precautions. Airline operators have also been advised to check airport-specific weather updates to ensure safe operations. In entertainment, late Nigerian music icon Fela Kuti will receive a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammy Awards nearly 30 years after his death at age 58. His former manager, Ricky Stein, describes the honor as better late than never. The recognition comes as Afrobeat, a genre inspired by Fela's music, gains global success, leading the Grammys to introduce the Best African Performance category in 2024. Fela will be the first African to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. Other recipients this year include Carlos Santana, Chaka Khan, and Paul Simon, while Fela's family and associate will attend the ceremony to accept the award on his behalf.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
A couple of Indonesians' Aceh province. A couple in Indonesia's Aceh province has been publicly caned for violating Islamic law by having sex outside marriage and drinking alcohol. The punishment was carried out alongside 4 others, including an Islamic police officer, under Aceh's Sharia laws, which allow public caning for such offenses. Aceh is the only province in Indonesia that enforces Sharia law, a practice that has drawn criticism from human rights groups who describe public caning as cruel and poorly regulated.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this afternoon, you heard a gas leak has been reported in Akinima in Ahoda West local government area as ruptured pipelines raises safety concerns in the area. We told you that the APC is making moves to resolve the political crisis in River State. We reported that NAFDAC has resumed its enforcement of ban on sachet and small-size alcohol. In entertainment, Fela Kuti will receive a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys. And on the foreign scene, you heard that an Indonesian couple have been caned 140 times for sex and alcohol offenses. The news was edited by Ifunanya Obeme Ndukwe. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.